Today we welcome a debut in the author that proves that it's never too late to pursue your creative dreams. So today we say hello to Fiona Southworth. She began writing short stories as a hobby. She struggled expanding her ideas into larger works. Over time she decided to tap into her strengths. This led to her debut work, The Twisty Branch, an anthology of 10 interconnected short stories that she wrote over the years. And now she's here. So we say, welcome to Writing Inspiration with Marquee Books. Hello, Fiona. How are you? How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
I'm so happy that you are joining us today. So, Fiona, tell me, how long has you been a writer?
Probably when I came to the States in about 2013. I've always wanted to write, but I've never really got around to doing it until I came here. And I had the actual time and space to do it. So I'd say for about 12 years or so.
I understand. So what did spark this passion?
Well, I've always been kind of an avid reader. I'm more into like fantasy books, sci-fi, and it's kind of been on my bucket list for a long time. I say I've just never had the time to sit down and do it. And the kind of stories that I read were more like the Twilight Zone, and I used to watch The Outer Limits, and that's kind of what inspired the style of writing that I do. I kind of like stuff with a twist at the end or a cliffhanger, and that's kind of where I got my inspiration from.
Okay. So you started writing when you came to the States, or did you take some years before you do that?
No, I kind of always wanted to write before, but like I say, I never had the time. So when I came to the States, that's when I wrote my first story. It was going to be just a one-story book, but I wasn't, because I just started writing, I wasn't sure how to progress a short story into a large story. So I wrote a short story book instead.
Okay. So did you become a published author at that time, or that's recent?
No, I've not been published yet. This is my very first book. I'm very close to being self-published. Just have a few more things to get set up, and then hopefully I'm good to go.
Of course. Oh, well, that's great. So basically, you have already some stories you finished from years before, all in this time frame, and then now you're publishing a real book.
I kind of had a few stories pre-written before I decided to go for a book. Like I say, I wasn't sure at the time which direction to go in. I was very inexperienced with writing. So when I got the idea to do a short story book, that's when I kind of finished off the rest of them.
Oh, okay. And when exactly are you planning to publish your first official book?
Hopefully within the next few months. My first official book will come out. I've got a few things I need to kind of finish off and get rounded up, and then I shall hopefully be in the next couple months. Fingers crossed.
So this is basically your first long book, or if we can call it like that.
Well, it's a book of 10 short stories, but they all have a common theme throughout. So they're all kind of linked in some way. But the 10 stories themselves are separate stories.
Oh, you make an anthology book?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, it makes sense. I mean, you said yourself that you were doing short stories, so I guess compilating everything was already like the most obvious next step in a way.
Yeah.
So you could use actually everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of get everything out there at once.
Okay. So you say that you're going to go self-publish.
Yes.
Okay, okay. That's nice. I agree that in some cases it's the fastest way because honestly, for traditional, it will take you months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research on it, and from first time authors, everyone's suggesting self publish. So we're going to try that route first.
I will say the same thing to all the people that will ask me. It is best for first-time authors because publishers don't pay attention to new writers.
No,
They might
no,
publish a second book for one author that got good sales, but otherwise they won't.
no.
So tell me,
Well, hopefully,
oh yeah, continue,
hopefully, if
please.
I write my second book, it might come out through a publisher.
Oh well, yeah, it is helpful. But
Yeah.
you already did your research, so I'm sure you know the pros and the cons.
Yes, I've done a lot of research for a long time, so I'm ready to put it out there.
Honestly, I do think hybrid publishing is the best in that case. So I agree with your assessment.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is your day job? What do you do other than writing?
I have my own cleaning business. Right now, me and one other girl. We have a few clients during the week, and we occasionally do move in and move out cleans. It's more of a side gig, so I can concentrate on the book more full time. But it keeps me busy.
Yeah, especially in summer. I mean, I assume.
Yes, everyone's ready for their spring cleans, and then soon they'll be getting ready for winter. So it's a busy time of year for us right now.
Oh, I can imagine. So tell me, do you have any hobbies right now that inspire you? Affected your writing?
I wouldn't say my hobbies inspire my writing. I do kind of a bit of everything. One of my stories does involve cats. I have a lot of cats. So one story is based on that, but I wouldn't say it was inspired by my hobbies.
Okay, okay. You mentioned that you're a fantasy fan, so and your book is mainly fantasy, but are they mixed with other genres, or are you planning to maybe adventure on another completely different genre?
Well, the first book, the short stories themselves, they're kind of a cross between the Twilight Zone and the Monkey's Paw. Some are
Oh,
fantasy,
so it's like a
some are
bit a bit of horror.
kind of, it's not like more psychological, I would say. Some are fantasy, some are kind of real life, present time. There's one story from the past, so it's kind of a mixture of everything in there. Some has a little comedy.
Well, yeah, books usually are multifaceted.
Yes, it's sometimes when I was writing the comedy one, it kind of made myself giggle at it when I was reading it back. So I hope others will feel that way when they read it.
As you mentioned that your book is the mix of many long short stories you did, but I still want to ask, how long did it take you to, finish the first draft of the complete edition?
It took me about 7 years to write
Wow.
the first book with 10 stories. Once I start writing, I get into the zone. And like I said, the first book, because I wasn't really sure how to write, how to, proofread and things like that. So it took me a while to get the first one finished.
Okay, okay. And what was going on with your life at that time? I mean, you mentioned that you were moving. I suppose it was stressing and you were like using this as escape in a way.
Kind of. It was kind of to help me de stress and just, it was kind of like a meditation for me. It just got me into a zone where I can block everything else out and just be in my own little world.
Oh, from which country are you from?
I'm from the UK originally.
Oh,
in
okay,
south of
okay.
London.
What made you, decide going to cross the sea?
I actually met my husband online. Um,
Oh, my
playing,
cousin. It happened to my cousin too.
we were playing video games and we met online and kind of started talking, and it went from there.
Many will say that doesn't happen in real life, but it does. I mean, I have a cousin that literally meets a guy in Norway, and in the end they hook up and got married like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories, but
Well, that's too.
I was in the mind like if I didn't do it, it could be a regret for the rest of my life. So I just kind of went for it, and we've been married 12 years now, so we're still going strong. So I like to tell people I'm one of the good stories.
Wait, 12 years, but you were living in America like 7?
No, I came in 2013,
Oh, I get it now.
and I've we kind of got married pretty quick. So I've been here. It'll be coming up for 13 years this year.
Well, he can say that now he has the UK citizenship too.
Yeah, we are planning to go over there at some point, and I'm going to show him what my world looks like.
Oh, that sounds great, especially because UK has such many
Yeah.
places to visit on vacation.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, you'd need a couple of months probably just to see half of it.
Exactly. Well, at least the parts of the island you can actually enter, Ireland.
Yeah, yeah. Ireland's beautiful.
Well, yeah. So tell me, did you edit your own books?
No, for my first one, I wanted to make sure everything was perfect. So I had a gentleman from Condor Publishing help me out with proofreading and editing. He taught me a lot about how to structure chapters and sentences. So he was a big help to me.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh, okay. So it was like a paid service or just a friend helping?
No, it's I did kind of a lot of research on who was the best one. He had very good reviews. He's wrote a lot of books himself. So I went with him. Very experienced in his field.
Okay. Well, at least did he trap you in editing hell or was he pleased on the first rounds?
I probably gave him a lot of headaches, I'll be honest. Because I've, never wrote before. It's totally different to just, writing any old thing, writing a story. There's so many rules and grammar rules and punctuation that you don't even think about when you're writing. So I was probably a little above average that he had to help me with.
Oh, I can imagine. So, now that you are going to be a published author, now that you are so close to the finish line, can you tell me, do you have any advice for new writers you would love to have heard when you started?
I would have loved someone to tell me to just go for it. I was very scared. I was like, what if someone doesn't like my stories? What if I'm not good enough? But my advice would be just go for it. If you have an idea, write it down. There's plenty of people out there to help you, very good resources on how to structure, how to write stories, how to get ideas. And I kind of wish I had that when I first started writing. But I got that more towards the end of my writing. So I would just say go for it. And if one person doesn't like your story, it doesn't mean 1,000 other people won't like it. So just be you, do what you want to do, and go for it.
Okay, that's a beautiful advice. Thank you. So tell me, what's the most difficult thing you had to struggle when you started?
Well, when I got the ideas for the stories, my struggle was how to put it in a longer version. Um, I didn't know where the plot was. I didn't know what the ending would be. I didn't know how to start it. So for me, the hardest part was trying to actually structure it with a beginning, a middle, and an end. But after the first few stories, I kind of got the hang of it. So what I used to do would be kind of write how I wanted to start it, write what I wanted the plot to be, and kind of how I wanted to end it. So you've got a good kind of structure to start with, and then it's a matter of filling in the blanks in between.
I can imagine. So tell me, what is your writing routine like? Are you a play planner, improviser, outliner?
To be honest, I don't. I'm more of the way I write is once they get into it, I kind of make it up as I go. I know that doesn't sound very, very good, but when I start,
You'll be surprised how many actually do that.
when I start writing, it kind of comes to me as I'm getting through it. And then once I kind of finish, I have to read it back a few times, and I could end up changing half of it or just a few sentences. Like I say, I have a start, a middle, and an end, but I don't have anything in between. I kind of make it up as I go.
Right. So, do you do anything in particular when you get blocked or stuck?
I normally take a break. That's when it's break time for me. If I overthink it and I try and write when I don't have a clear picture, I end up just throwing it in the trash because it doesn't sound right to me, and it's like I'm trying to force it. So if I get writer's block, that's when it's time to stop writing, take a break, and do something else for a little while.
I understand. So, can you tell us a bit about your book? Like, what's its name?
So the main character is Eli, and he is telling the story. So it's about this tree that grants wishes, and he's debating on whether to make a wish. And he has a journal that shows the history of everyone's wishes. And as he's reading through the journal, that's what the short stories are. He's reading back on other people's experiences with it. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but each kind of wish, like I say, is kind of like the Twilight Zone. You could have one with a cliffhanger ending, one with a twist ending. Each story is kind of not what you expect it to be.
Okay. It kind of reminds me to that show about the mystery of, wow, I don't remember the name. But it doesn't matter. Okay. So, right now, what's the title of the book, if you have one?
The title is called The Twisted Branch, and it's Be Careful What You Wish For. And it's and if you make a wish, there's going to be a catch to it. It could be a good catch, it could be a bad catch. That's kind of what the story's about. It's taking everyday things and twisting them into something creepy, mysterious, not what you'd expect at all. So I'm hoping other people kind of like my twisted ideas.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the same idea as the genies in the bottle, or as you said,
Yeah.
the Twilight Zone.
Yes, it's very odd.
Okay. So tell me, do you have already plans for your next book?
I do actually. I'm about a quarter way through the second book. The first book, there's some cliffhangers. So the second book will kind of explain them what happened after in more detail. The main character kind of goes back to where it started from, and he explains what happened in some of the stories. Because I know sometimes when I read a book and I'm like, well, what happens now? So the second book will be kind of explaining some of those stories in more detail.
Okay,
But
that's nice.
there'll still be a twist at the end, though.
Of course. I mean, that's the name of the book.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great. So it will be the same format of short stories instead of a long one.
No, the second book's going to be one complete story. There'll be elements of the first book in it. So it'll be kind of a story within a story. But the second book's going to be one complete story.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
We're looking forward for that. So, when do you think it will be ready?
Book two, hopefully a little closer than 7 years. I'm probably about a quarter of the way through it right now. So I'm hoping maybe by the end of next year, probably sooner than that. Like I say, once I get into the zone,
I
it
will
goes.
say use the 6 months window. Usually, when you publish a book, it's recommended to publish the next one after 6 months.
Okay.
You let the book like sail, like get known by others, and then
Yeah.
because if you publish two different books together, it can distract people from one on or the other,
Yeah. I
unless
mean,
you sell it as a bundle, which is different.
yeah. I mean, it certainly could be ready in 6 months. Like I've kind of planned a little more, so I know how it's going to go. I know how it's going to end. So it could certainly be ready in 6 months.
Okay, that's great. So tell me, what is like your largest goal or dream as an author right now?
To be honest, my biggest dream is just to sell one copy. It's like I say, it's been on my bucket list for a long time, and this one copy would make me so happy. Right now, obviously, I would like to write more books. I've written more short stories, but as of right now, my goal is just to get this one published and have at least one book sold. That would make me so happy.
Well, what can I say? With how beautiful your cover is, I sure it will.
It is. My cover is amazing.
Wow, I wonder who did it.
I'm thrilled because I had this picture in my mind of what I wanted to look like, and you've kind of taken it to the next level, and it's kind of gone beyond my expectations. So I'm so happy with it.
I'm happy to hear that. So tell me, do you have like a support network, maybe like talking to other authors that will encourage you or give you advice?
I have been on a lot of website with first-time authors. I've spoken to a couple of them and got advice and tips from them. The gentleman that edited my book for me, he gave me some links that I could use to help, meet other people that are kind of in my situation. They've wrote their book, they don't know what to do next. And of course, my family and friends have been very supportive during my journey.
Okay. So tell me, have you ever thought of maybe trying to go to an event, like one of those book festivals to promote yourself, maybe?
Probably will once it goes live. I've kind of had plans to, go to fairs or wherever, any kind of events, community events where I could promote and sell my book. It's on the list of things to do, yeah.
Okay. And I mean, in your area, there's like events like that, or do you have to drive far away?
I'm from a very small town. If they do have events, it's not like common. It may be like annually, but they certainly love to promote local authors, local artists, things like that. So there are times when I could just say go to the library, for example, and try and sell my books there. Sometimes we would have to drive to the next biggest town to do something like that. It kind of depends on the event and, how many people you're expecting to be there.
Have you gone to one of those events as a spectator mostly?
I've been to a couple in my life. Admittedly, I've probably not been as much as I should, because I'd like to see kind of how the process goes, how it works, and talk to people on how they feel about doing that for the first time. But I'm definitely open-minded, and I've been keeping an eye out for events like that so I can kind of tag along and see how it all plays out.
So, how are you planning to prepare for marketing once the book is out?
Starters probably on social media. I don't have a website as yet, as I'm not that great known yet. But social media will probably be a big part of it, and hoping my friends and family will spread the word. And once we go from there, like I say, it will probably try and go to events where I can sell some books and promote that way.
Inform us once it's out so we can promote you too in social media.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hopefully
that will be helpful.
It'll be a good start.
So, in which platforms are you planning to release the book?
I'm planning to release on Amazon to sell the actual book. I do have a Facebook page that will have links to the website, links to other short stories I've wrote, and obviously my book's going to be on there too. So it's kind of start from there and see how it goes, but Amazon's going to be where it starts.
Okay. That sounds fair, and it's the easiest one, to be honest.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, can you share a bit of your social media so people can stay in tune with your updates?
Yeah, I have a separate page from my personal one, and it's going to be all about my books. There'll be maybe previews of the book too. I may send out some teasers to get people interested. And I can keep updates on there about how my writing's going, when I expect to release book 2. I'll share snippets of book 1 to try and get them interested as well. So I'll do as much as I can to get it out there.
Okay. Well, Fiona, I think that's all for now. Thank you so much for answering our questions.
Thank you for having me.
Well, everyone, this was another episode of Writing Inspiration with Marky Books. Bye, Fiona.
Bye.
Even as an author starting up like Fiona, she still had some wisdom to share with us, like we can start small to start somewhere. Instead of overwhelming herself with her novel, Fiona began writing short stories. This allowed her to build confidence and develop her skills, and eventually she compiled all those stories into a single book. So short projects can be the perfect stepping stone to larger projects. And lastly, your writing doesn't need to follow a strict plan. In the case of Fiona, she embraces a more intuitive writing style. She let her stories unfold naturally and discover the plots as she writes. Her examples show us that there's no right way to write a book. If it works, it works. So in the end, just write the way it works for you. Well, thanks for coming and joining us today. If you find this episode inspiring, like, subscribe, and share this video. And give Marky Books a try in the link below. Have a nice day and see you next week. Bye.